In the year 1303 BC, Egypt stood as one of the most powerful civilizations of the ancient world, but it was also a kingdom emerging from a period of political shifts and rebuilding. The 19th dynasty had recently taken shape, and its rulers were working to restore stability after years of internal struggles and foreign challenges. Among these leaders was Pharaoh Seti I, a skilled military commander and administrator who aimed to re-establish Egypt's influence across the Near East. Under Seti, the empire was regaining control of its territories, strengthening its borders, and renewing the pride of the Egyptian state. It was into this environment of restoration and rising strength that a royal child was born. In the year 1303 BCE, the boy who would later be known as Ramses II entered the world. As the son of Seti I and Queen Tuya, he was born into a royal household, deeply involved in both the military and religious life of Egypt. His early years were shaped by the expectations of kingship, but also by the example of his father, who balanced diplomacy, warfare, and internal organization with a steady hand. As Ramses grew, Egypt continued its efforts to secure influence over regions such as Canaan and Syria. Seti regularly led campaigns to assert control, and the young prince often accompanied him, gaining first-hand experience in military planning and leadership. These early expeditions were not simply ceremonial. They exposed Ramses to the realities of ruling an empire that needed constant defense and careful negotiation with surrounding powers. By the time he was still in his teens, he had already been appointed as a commander, a clear indication of Seti's intention to prepare him for the throne. By the time he ascended the throne in 1279 BCE, he already possessed valuable experience as both a commander and an administrator. These early foundations prepared him for one of the longest and most influential reigns in the entire history of ancient Egypt. Early in his reign, he faced conflict with the Hittites, one of the major powers of the ancient Near East. Their rivalry led to the Battle of Kadesh, a large and complex military engagement. Although neither side achieved a clear victory, the event showed Ramses' determination and military skill. What followed was equally significant. Egypt and the Hittites negotiated what is considered one of the world's earliest recorded peace treaties, establishing stability between the two empires after years of tension. Peace allowed Ramses to focus on building projects that would define his legacy. He undertook construction on a massive scale, restoring older temples and commissioning new ones across the country. Among the most iconic are the temples at Abu Simbel, carved directly into the cliffs of southern Egypt. These monuments, with their towering statues of Ramses himself, were designed not only to honor the gods but also to project Egyptian power to anyone approaching from the south. His contributions in Thebes, Memphis, and Ramses, his new capital city, also showed his commitment to both religious tradition and political authority. Ramses II is often associated with the idea of grandeur, but his reign was not defined by architecture alone. He also oversaw administrative reforms, strengthening Egypt's economy and maintaining control over distant territories. Art, religion, and diplomacy all thrived under his leadership, and the continuity he provided contributed to Egypt's status as one of the most advanced civilizations of the ancient world. His personal life also reflected this sense of scale. Ramses had numerous wives and a large family, including many children who held important roles in the government and priesthood. His favorite queen, Nefertari, was honored with one of the most beautifully decorated tombs of the era, reflecting their close relationship and her high status. When Ramses II died around the age of 90, Egypt mourned a king who had become almost legendary in his own lifetime. His successors referred to him as Great Ancestor, recognizing the lasting influence he had on the kingdom. Even centuries later, Egyptians looked back on his reign as a golden age of power, stability, and monumental achievement.